Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Straight Betting. We got a nice little Tuesday slate with a whopping 4 games. Anyways, guys, joined here by Prop Bomb. How are we doing today, my guy?
I'm doing good. I really happen to enjoy these types of four gamers. It reminds me of like the playoffs and kind of
Hey.
feels like I'm prepping for it like a month early. So I like the idea of being able to just go into each game in detail and not have to feel rushed, like with so much to work with. So I think this is a pretty chill slate, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I think it's just like tough to like focus sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
it just you can only like truly like lock in on like so many games, and yeah, a nice little 4 game slate. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of this slate, but I do agree with your thesis on small slates.
Yeah, no, I wasn't either. I think it's an interesting one. Not a lot of blowouts. There's two competitive, maybe be two competitive games, but yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on some of them. I know that we are aligned on one play, so that's good.
Yep. Cool. Let's go game by game. We'll start off with Kings and Hornets. This game tips off. It's taking place about maybe like 10 minutes down the road from me.
Oh wow, we should
um,
go to it.
should I go to this Kings Hornets game?
Just kidding.
If this is the Hornets of the past, I bet they would be paying you to get in. But no, Kings Hornets. I have one play. I don't know how great my position is. Looks like it's about neutral. I
Okay.
played Reno under 28.5 PRA. Totally get that like Achua is out and stuff, which probably isn't ideal for it. But I think my thesis stands for the bet. Really bad matchup. I mean, they played super recently. Head to head. Hornets. If you like look at like their PR to centers, they don't really give up much. Last 10, very good at defense overall, but not giving up much in the paint on the season. Pick and roll man stuff, not a lot. Put back stuff, not a lot either. But prop on one little cool thing that I saw is if you go to like the Sacramento Kings and you do you do since like the trade deadline, and you actually take Russell Westbrook off the court. Max Reno, his PRA per minute stuff actually goes down from his season averages, but then if you put Westbrook on the court, you can
Yeah.
see like it goes way up. So he's someone who benefits a lot from having a good point guard next to him, and I don't exactly think Devin Carter is going to give him many spoon-fed layups. But yeah, what's your take here on this Reno one?
I really like your thesis on Reyno's like production with versus without Westbrook. I think like it makes perfect sense. Like Westbrook just by nature is a very good pick and roll handler. He really has a lot of good chemistry between him and Reyno. Last game I played in this when these two teams played, my play in this game was Reno actually under 8.5 rebounds. So it's a rebound higher. So I like the points angle. I also like the rebound angle. If I'm the Hornets, like any other, like I'm gonna target you on the court because I know that you're not as like quick footed as like maybe a wing or a point guard. So maybe you could see him contest more than grab rebounds. And yeah, like points, I think his offense is just going to be different without Westbrook. That's just the nature. You can't look at past games because there really it's been maybe two or three. The one thing I am slightly concerned about is the fact that there's only 8 men.
Yeah,
Like there's only 8 men. And then Cardwell, you don't know if they're going to close with him. I don't know what his story is. Like, is he on a minutes limit or is he going to be playing more? But I like the read. I actually really like the under PR, maybe under rebounds too, or just under points for right now.
yeah. No, I agree completely with your like pushback to it. It's like, yeah, now that they are down to 8 guys, and yeah, Dylan Cardwell's minutes have been weird. Don't know why. I think like they kind of like try when the games are close, but then when it gets ugly. But yeah, right. Cardwell was playing like big minutes and stuff. So no, I agree with that completely. I'm just hoping for like really poor per minute production at this point, which I do think we're gonna get. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Did you have anything on this one?
Yeah, no. For this one, I probably spent 40 minutes today figuring out what to do with this. Ultimately, like it's a kind of a pass situation. I kind of wanted to wait for the show to get your thoughts.
Yeah.
So if you go to Malik Monk, He should for sure. The issue is I don't think I want to fire it until I know for sure if he's starting or not, because I could easily see him coming off the bench like when DeRozan comes off, and then like he kind of takes the role. But I liked two paths for Monk. It's either the over 4.5 assists for him or the over 22.5 points and assists. This game, he's going to become like Russell Westbrook. He is like him and Devin Carter are like the only two initiators aside from DeRozan. So if you like go to props madness and you go to like the shooting zones, he becomes the pick and roll ball handler.
Yeah.
Like right now, he's the spot up by design. That's just because that's who he was with Westbrook. But now that you take him out, he kind of has to change how he plays. And like the Hornets are pretty bad defending the pick and roll. I kind of saw a similar type game to Nick Clifford, because you have to remember Nick Clifford's also out. When Nick Clifford played the Hornets, he had 18 points and 8 assists. So I didn't know which route to go. I also didn't feel comfortable firing on it because I could easily get maybe a lower line if he comes off the bench. Like I'm not so concerned about his playing time. Like that's like the biggest thing with Monk is like you never know if he's going to play 12 minutes, 30, 5, but they're just like so low on men today that like there's no other option.
Yeah. So like what would you have him? Would you have him for 30 minutes?
I'd say 29 minutes, 28 or 28 conservatively.
Yes. Yeah, so this is like, I mean, and let me actually clear the dates on this. Just get a full.
I would take off Clifford too, by the way.
So yeah, let's take off Clifford. Then you're playing with a 9. Yeah, you're playing with a pretty small sample with that, but then that
it's just there's not a lot of sample.
Yeah.
Someone said so. Devin Carter over. I think the two are very correlated. It's just a matter of who starts for what, and then I can kind of get a better picture on like what to fire. But like right now, I don't think it makes sense to take a prop unless you really know for sure.
Yeah, I agree too. No, I do like that Monk look. I mean, his role is he's a guy who can scale his game like really, really well. Like he has in the past, and like, I mean, clearly he's gonna have a really, really high usage rate. And yeah, he's a good passer too. I mean, dude, you could look back at like his assists last year. I don't know
what I would do. Here's what I would do. So I would do a usage filter, and I would do 25 to 29% usage because that's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah. Let's see, 25.
And then do like 20 or 25 to 29 minutes.
I feel like that's like a little bit short though on the minutes. So let's do like 25 to like 31. I think that's fair. 25 to 31.
Yeah. I mean, like, look at the assists. It's crazy.
That was last year. This year, let's see.
But last year, you have to also think too, like he's playing with better teammates last year, like during that sample size. Who's he passing to today, right? It's like Loudon, Reno, Patrick Baldwin, DeRozan, Carter. These aren't like really good, talented players.
No, yeah.
Anything just break?
Let's see. Yeah, no. One last thing I had in this game too. I do like that Monk look. So if you guys didn't realize this by now, or if anyone on the channel didn't realize this, and it's kind of got screwed up because I did this pretty early, but I did add a new tool called individual matchups, right? So I was actually like looking back at the games, and you can view the head-to-head data. I will note the lineup is definitely different, but I still think the point stands, right? So you got like, I think for sure Carter's going to take LaMelo. You're probably going to put, let's see, the ones, and then Reno definitely takes Musa. So then you have like Plowden, who's like a good point of attack defender or a fine point of attack defender. So it's like, I think DeMar guards Miles Bridges once again, or like you're going to have Khan. I think Khan and Miles get guarded by either Doug McDermott and DeMar DeRozan, two just like absolutely just like terrible.
I would assume he guards Miles. Yeah, he's like out of Khan, Brandon, and LaMelo, like the fourth option. So that's probably who he, just to conserve energy, I would assume. But yeah, like, I guess if you think that's the case, you probably like Miles Bridges is over then, right?
Yeah. Yep. So that was the case last game, right? You can see here, obviously the people who aren't playing are X'd out, but it was DeMar on Miles Bridges and of course Maxime on Musa. Mm-hmm. So Miles Bridges had like an incredible game last time, and that just makes sense, right? I mean, the Hornets are a smart team. They like to run like a lot of inverted pick and roll stuff with like guard and wing, guard and guard. I'm sure they were just like spamming that, involving DeMar in the actions. And yeah, so he had like a 26-point game on 31 minutes. Obviously shot the ball really efficiently, but that also didn't pop to me.
Yeah, no, I think he probably has the easiest matchup of all the starters. Personally, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Kobe White also interests me too. I think if this game does get out of hand, he's still going to be in the game in the fourth quarter. I just what his rotation is kind of reminds me. Yesterday, I took Kaminga over versus I forget who he played, the Grizzlies, and yeah, like his rotation is he comes in regardless of if it's a blowout or not. So you can kind of see him kind of get maybe more usage. Maybe he starts to target Cardwell and drop, like after the pick and roll. I could see that, like a lot of pull ups over him. Cardwell is a good defender, but like he's more so of a rim protector than a guy that's gonna not want to switch on to Kobe White. So I kind of leaned his over, but of the two, I probably would go Miles on that path. Um, yeah. What else about this one?
Yeah, this game's just tough. Let's go to some of the questions here. I'm seeing some questions. We got the Devin Carter. Do you have like any thoughts on Carter here?
Figured maybe rebounds and assists or like PR. Kind of liked. I think for sure he's playing 30 minutes, like 30 to 35 minutes, maybe even more. He's just a young guy. Like he's gonna for sure close, probably play like 17 out of the he played 17 second half minutes last game. So yeah, points. I don't know. The more I think about it, so yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Cardwell's under. Do we know about his minutes limit though? Like, how many minutes is he playing? 18 to 20?
I have no clue. I agree with your Carter take though. I'm gonna quick pencil this in. Let's give him like 32 minutes, and yeah, no, he's like a sneaky good rebounder. I mean, I'd lean over very slightly. I think it's probably fairly well said. The Hornets. This could also just be a game where the Kings score like 85 points.
Yeah.
Hornets are a good defense and they play slow as hell.
Let me see what else in this one I wanted to talk about.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
Bridges. I kind of like the Bridges one a lot, over 14 and a half points. Just makes sense. Like that's the route the Kings make the Hornets go.
Yeah. No, I agree with that completely. Let's see. Would you take Monk for the assist? Yeah, I would lean over. I think Monk. Like, I think he's going to be thrust into like a very on-ball role. So, and he's a good passer. I would definitely lean that for sure. We got a Kalkbrenner question. That's a good one, man. He was someone who piqued my interest at first. Something really weird though, dude. If you go over here, let's see, funnels, dude. So like if you go to like funnels for unders, the biggest funnel defenses, dude, the Kings are. First of all, they're actually. Oh, that's the Knicks. Where are the Kings? The Kings. Oh yeah, restricted area field goals made. That does not make sense to me personally, but they're literally allowing the fewest field goals made in the restricted area. So,
yeah, but then why did Miles Bridges have a good match? Then why did he do well then, Miles Bridges?
Just the DeMar thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to go look back at that.
I think Kalkbrenner, I like his 4.5 rebounds. I think this is a really good spot for him to play good minutes. Like I think that I also kind of like Diabate under points for that exact same reason. But okay. I would probably just go rebounds at this point. Like that restricted area stuff scares me a little bit. I don't know how sticky it is because objectively the Kings suck at defense. But like,
yeah,
it's weird that they're first in the NBA. So I like his. I mean, what would you have Kalkbrenner for minutes at? I'd probably have him for like 20.
Yeah, he's not playing with Diabate then, so say like 20, 19, something like that. Yeah, do 20.
5.2 rebounds. So yeah, I think that's a good one.
I've been kind of staying away from Kalkbrenner. I don't know. I don't really think he ever really has any value. What about this one though? Doug McDermott. I kind of like his under actually. I think that's a bit inflated just because of how the Hornets defend. Like they got some pretty solid guys. Like I could see, who they run out, right? Like Josh Green, Grant Williams, who else? Zion James. Like these are actually solid spot up defenders. And like, they rank 7th in catch and shoot. He's probably going to be alongside one of Monk and DeRozan while they like kind of go in ISO mode. He really only makes 3. So like you're really asking for more than 3 threes for this to lose.
Yeah, I don't know what to put his minutes at personally, but I like the thesis behind that.
pretty solid.
I know that they played the Hornets just played DeMar straight up last time and let him score like 39 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna do the same shit again. And think he's gonna like regress a little bit from 17 out of 22. So yeah, they still won the game, of course. No, I like that. I mean, there's no way in hell I'm touching the over. That's for sure. I don't know what to put his minutes at. And you think that he's a guy like, okay, like maybe he sits at the end and we're gonna play the younger guys.
But like, whose minutes does he take? Right, probably like Plowden or DeRozan's, I guess, at the end if it's a blowout. But like, how does he get? Like, where's his path of upside?
I think he starts.
You do?
Yeah. Well, the site I use has him starting to like check starting lineups.
Interesting. Oh, I would think like Baldwin starts to like defend Miles Bridges, and then it's like Reyno, like DeRozan, and then I don't know if it's between Monk or Carter, but yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
Let's see, Hornets, but Devin. Yeah, I lean over on Devin Carter personally.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game here. We got Pelicans, Knicks. All share my favorite play. I didn't play in this game. I'm a really, really big fan of Herb over 8.5 points. So a couple things you can go to funnels, game view. I guess let's just do that. Knicks, Pelicans. Catch and shoot frequency allowed the last 10 games, the highest. They've been really selling out to keep dudes out of the paint. They've been, and against a team that has Zion is like the top option. I feel like that's going to be intensified even like a little bit more. So that's obviously really good for Herb, who leads the team in catch and shoot frequency, but also in terms of the individual matchups, I think he's kind of a guarantee to get guarded by Jalen Brunson, who is just an awful defender.
For sure.
Going to do some matchup hunting, used as a screener a little bit more. And that's always just like good to like be more involved for like a guy who's just typically a corner camper. So I think that Herb, I might pull a trigger on him. I was hoping that maybe the line went down a little bit, and I don't think that's going to be the case. But
that's a good look. I mean, I think that's just the path that probably has like the least resistance of defense is through Herb. Yeah, he's not going to be guarded by really or paid attention to by anyone on the Knicks. They're going to want to try to like pack the paint for Zion, I'm assuming, if Mitch Robinson's not in the game. So that's going to probably come with, helping the gaps, and that obviously the sacrifice is not defending Herb Jones so tightly. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So 8.5, like it a lot. Do you think he's at risk for?
What about his threes though? Over one? Why wouldn't you go his threes?
Because I don't like not getting plus money personally. I feel like Herb. Let's see, like if you just flat out look at this, like it's
what you could do here for this. This is a good exercise. So what's his like? First of all, what's his usage look like with all the guys healthy?
Let's see here: Trey, Zion, DeJounte. Pretty much the same.
What were the high usage games in that sample size?
This one, not the Clippers. The Rockets was high usage. Raptors, I mean, that's pretty decent volume. Obviously.
Well, like what was the usage rate in the Rockets one? Because that could be a similar type scenario, right?
I think so. I don't know how to like actually do that.
So listen, I did that same thing. It's like a little bit of an edge I did with Davion Mitchell versus the Rockets. I like picked the games where Davion had this highest usage, and you're able to like really identify like if it's a good edge or not.
Let's see, 20.5% usage in that Rockets game.
So like, what if you just like 16 to 20% usage, and you take off everyone. And then fix up like maybe how many shots he gets, but he's not gonna get 17 points.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that's what I think. I just think if you just look at it broadly, right? He's at 9 points on 29 minutes. I don't know. I think it's a plus spot for his volume. So that's my thoughts there.
Yeah. So I'll go with I don't have a play in this one. I have plays in the other two games, but a lean I kind of liked. First of all, like the Knicks, I don't know if you've noticed, but like they've had a really soft schedule the last 7 games. Like they've played shit teams, like Wizards, Nets, Pacers, Jazz, with Warriors without So like the starters really haven't had full run like a high leverage type game like this. Even though the Pelicans, aren't in the playoffs, they still are like treated like a playoff team just with how healthy they are. Um, so I think the edge is maybe taking the role players that are starting. Maybe they haven't really had ceiling games yet. I liked Mikal Bridges earlier today at 12 and a half. It's 13 and a half now. I think this is definitely a good spot for him. They may need to use him more as like, yeah, like this game could be competitive and it's not going to be hopefully not a blowout. But yeah, Landry Shamet, I think you may have said this, but like Landry Shamet's been stealing his minutes and he's not playing. So like the path for him to get 30 minutes is pretty simple. It's just a matter of if he's making his shots, but he's just been super cold. So like that's why like I didn't really take it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I was staring at this morning, and I noticed the same thing. He's played 7 games with everyone healthy, but without Deuce and Shamit, who have been like 2 direct competitors for minutes. Also,
Yeah.
like he played what 9.5 minutes in that first quarter, 9 minutes in the second. I mean, that's like a 36-minute rotation. 9 minutes in the third quarter too. So, I mean, yeah, I agree. I do think this game is probably competitive. Pelicans have been playing good hoops, honestly.
Yeah, they're like 7-3 the last 10 games. Like I think they're just really trying to like get the vibes high for the next season.
Yeah. So the Mikal has been dog shit. Like he's truly been dog shit. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if he's gonna be like a 36, 35-minute game guy in a competitive game, which I really kind of do think he is without Shamit, honestly, it is too low in my opinion. Even though it's just gross because of how bad he's been.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get to some questions on this one. Let's see. Either over 17.5 points or so yeah, Sadiq. I think Sadiq's a little bit too paint reliant for me personally. I know he's been pretty good, but let's see these games with like these 3 guys healthy. Usage still is pretty good at 22%. I don't think this is a great matchup for Sadiq personally. The Knicks are a really good defense, bro. Like they really are. So I would be a little bit cautious with Sadiq here. Like I said, I think you want to be more so like a jump shooter, just not super like paint reliant. I think you're going to need good 3-point variance for Sadiq to personally go over that line. I think he probably draws like a Josh Hart OG too, which I don't think is ideal.
Do you think OG defends Zion or DeJounte?
I kind of think Cat does that guard Zion, and I think OG probably takes DeJounte, and then you probably get Hart on Sadiq.
I could honestly see for this game they use Mitch Robinson a lot more. If like the whole Zion problem gets pretty tough early, like I could see what's his name, Mike Brown, like just go, all right, Mitch, just get in the game. Let's see what you could do to stop Zion. So yeah, I mean you could see his playing time rise. On the flip side, though, I wish it wasn't so juiced, but like Derek Queen, how is he getting rebounds? He's for sure going to be busy boxing out Mitch Robinson,
Yeah.
The Knicks, like over the last 10 games, they allow it was always the Hornets, but now the Knicks have taken first place in fewest rebounds allowed to centers. But that also just could be like they've been playing really terrible competition, so you can't really read too much into it. But I
like that, dude. This should be a game where his ceiling kind of is around like 20. I would think he played like a 25-minute game against the Wizards, but that's probably just like because the Wizards suck or whatever. So yeah. I mean, it's probably like a 13 to 20-minute game from Queen, and we could just do that like on the year. I guess. Let's see, rebounds. Rebounds look okay, but I'm sure like a lot of those games too were like on the higher end of the spectrum. But
yeah, I would have liked 4.5. I think that's what it was earlier, but.
Yeah, no, he's been rough. Let's see, Trey Murphy threes. Do you have any thoughts there on Trey?
What is that? 3.5? Not necessarily. I don't think there's really a scheme or like a matchup where like he'll have more than an average type of game personally. So I think like it's just a 50-50 coin flip. That's how I view it. I would think if there's anyone that's going to be given threes, it's Herb Jones, not Trey Murphy.
Yeah. I don't really see much on this either, personally.
What do you think about, for like narrative sake, Jose Alvarado? Like this is not a revenge for him. I mean, I think he wanted to be on the Knicks. Like they did him a solid.
Yeah, so I checked the rotation last game, and I think is it still up there? Looks like it is. He only played the non-Brunson minutes like in the first half. Which and if this game's close, and in this, so he actually didn't play any minutes alongside Brunson, which maybe that changes. We only have like a 1 game sample. Yeah, he's like a passionate guy, like
Yeah.
the type of guy that probably cares about like a revenge game, I guess. But I don't really think I can get there at 6.5. I mean, maybe taking a stab at like threes for like a good plus money price might be the way to do it. I mean, if he gets 6 points, like he's probably going like getting 2 threes in there. So I would personally, if you guys are like in on that narrative, I would probably go with the threes. But
Yeah, threes maybe. What about if we think that like there's going to be a little bit of more pressure or attention on Trey Murphy? What about his assists? Like over 3.5 assists. Maybe they pass out of his shots. The Knicks rotate quick enough.
See, he's been doing pretty good there. Let's see with DeJounte.
Yeah,
I just want to potential assists have been at 5.7. I'm not like the biggest potential assist guy, honestly. Yeah. But well, this is like I would say that this probably doesn't look great. Like most of his assists are coming at the rim, 52%. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Knicks will give assists to like the 3-point line and stuff, but I could see like Zion assists being okay. Like you're getting a 2.5 assist line for Zion.
Dude,
like,
wow. Oh my god,
that actually seems like really low.
Yeah, if they what's the word? They build up on his drives.
Yeah. I think he's gonna see a wall. Like personally, I actually think that this 2.5. I can't remember the last time Zion's had the 2.5 assist line without a minute restriction.
Could you see a double big lineup used more often than not of Towns and Robinson to stop Zion from driving?
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe see that just like happening more anyways. Down Shamet is someone who is like, I mean, I think they probably should be. They can play pretty well together. But yeah, I mean, I definitely could see that.
So if you think that, then what about Towns' under rebounds, under 12.5? And it's also, not going to lie, a bit inflated by like the matchups he's played. But then you'll see like, the last 10, the Pelicans are like number 22 ranked in rebounds. Under 12.5 rebounds could be a solid look for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah. I mean, with Mitch, like 12.5, just like a high median. I agree. No, I think that's definitely, that's like objectively like it should be 11.5.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen 12.5 with and remember also Josh Hart was missing some games too. So Hart and Robinson are there.
Yeah, and then he's only at 11.3 rebounds. So no, I think that's like I said, that's for sure. It should be 11.5 for sure. And like a minus 125, I think that's like a pretty good number, honestly.
Okay.
So you got people asking about DeJounte. The one thing I kind of liked with DeJounte is his threes. So I mean, I wanted this to like go down a little bit. I do think he draws OG. He's definitely been really good, since coming back for sure. Obviously, Knicks will give up stuff to the pick and roll handler. But Prop Bomb, do you have any strong thoughts here on DeJounte? I personally don't. I think it's probably
what worries me is the fact that the Knicks are like top 10 in actually pull-ups. And you see in like the shot type analysis, shout out Props Madness. But yeah, like I think it's pretty fairly set. I keep saying that. I feel like I sound like a broken record, but like I feel like it's pretty set. Personally, I don't really like Jeremiah Fears' matchup. I think he, probably get pestered by Jose Alvarado when he's in the game. I could see him like switch on to Mitch Robinson and then like beat him in drop coverage. So like that's a slight worry, but yeah, like I just think like maybe he has the harder matchup, but it is like an adjusted line. So like I don't see so much edge to it.
Yeah, no, this is like 14.5 a while back.
Yeah,
no, I agree. Let's see. Real quick, guys, we do have 250 people in here. Shout out Prop Bomb. I think you're driving those numbers up a little bit. But guys, if you have not already, make sure to hit the like button, sub to the channel. All those things are greatly appreciated. They help grow the channel a little bit. So, yep, those are very greatly appreciated. let's move on to Magic versus Cavs, and I'll give you the floor here because I didn't have like a ton. I actually do have a couple thoughts, but do you have? I think you have official
Yeah,
picks.
yeah. I'm excited to give out this one. It actually moved back so you guys can get it. Most of the plays that I give out on the show are already gone. But yeah, Max Struess. I don't know. Maybe someone like faded it after I gave it out. I no reason why, but I mean, look at the hit rate. Like this is a guy who is a willing rebounder. Like you watch how he plays, and he's always kind of like defending the wing and closer to the basket. I feel like Mobley's going to be busy after the pick and roll, like doing something. They're without Jarrett Allen. They're without Tyson. Jalen Tyson is actually like a pretty solid rebounder. So like, yeah, I mean, the hit rate looks really good. And if you look at the last game, so last time that they played, I would go in the head to head for last year. You'll see like that one rebound game, but that was when they had Mobley and Allen. So like the next game when they had without Mobley, like kind of a similar situation to tonight, like a single center. Yeah, he grabbed the 6 rebounds with ease, and it was a 4.5 line. I don't know why it moved back, but yeah, I mean, over the last 7 games, he's been their second best rebounder. I also on that same path, I liked Harden's rebounds, but I could see the Magic like passing the ball towards whoever Harden's defending and then like get him to work on defense. I don't know if they would do that for Strus because Strus is a little bit of a better defender than Harden is. And then I could just see same thing with Merrill too. Like they're gonna want to like switch on to him and get him in action because he's just not a good defender. So yeah, I thought 4.5 was pretty good. And also too, like it's a home game back to back for the Magic. They're definitely going to be missing a ton of shots. Like they're without like Franz Wagner and Suggs. So before this game even becomes a blowout, is going to require a lot of missed shots and rebounds. So it positively correlates to this play.
Yeah, no, I think this is a bad spot for the Magic. I agree with that completely. Like the 10.5 point spread, I completely agree with this. I'll add something on to this play that I like too, and this is kind of like in correlation with another lean that I have. I think this is like a really, really bad spot for Merrill. I know he played 30 minutes against him last time, but I think that, and I guess they kind of face this a lot, but against teams that have like 2 strong secondary options, like I would be pretty shocked if like Sam Merrill closed the game just because last game they had him on Desmond Bane. And Desmond Bane had like 35 points like last game against them. And that's like, I mean, they're because they're not going to put Mitchell on Bane. They're not going to put Harden on Bane. So like Sam Merrill like is just actually getting like tough point of attack assignments. So I think that, like playing like a Strus or like a Keon Ellis is like probably going to better.
Yeah. I think those minutes are going to go up and then Merrill's goes down. Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Merrill under points, guys. The more I look at it, like especially at the 17.5 PRA line, I do think this is like a pretty sound look. Like I just think that his chances of closing the game are going to be pretty low here. So it's obviously a bad matchup, right? Spot up is 37% of his points. Catch and shoot is 62% of his points. The Magic tend to do a pretty good job at defending that. I know that they've been pretty poor against the threes, but yeah, that was definitely a pretty strong opinion of mine. Another one that I kind of actually liked was, let's see, which one was it? Oh yeah, Desmond Bane. So I actually don't hate someone like Desmond Bane over. The only thing is like I do think this is kind of like a spot where the Magic might get their shit kicked in. But if you go back over here and do Magic, like there's no Black, Suggs, and Franz. And if you do that, it's like it really just becomes the Bane and Paolo show. Like if you like look at whose PA goes up the most, it's like and usage, it's like Bane and Paolo. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, if you do Bane,
so this is actually a good transition. Yeah, after you're done, let me take over for this screen.
So just like Bane, I mean, I'd probably have him for like 35 minutes if this game's competitive. I'll dock his minutes by a few, but this is him for 33 minutes. He's at like 23.8 points, 5.3 assists. Had a really good game against him last time. Should have a really good individual matchup. In terms of like schematics, I guess like the pick and roll handler stuff isn't ideal, but yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a pretty solid look with the fact that they're just so depleted on options. I do think that's going to also kind of give him a little bit more attention on defense, or when he has the ball. So he may have to get harder shots than he normally does when he has like Suggs around him or Anthony Black. So that may like give him, even though like he takes more shots, like they're not better quality shots.
Yeah.
So that's just like one concern I have. I understand the lean on over.
Yeah, and his shooting does go down a little bit here. I mean, it's not like anything crazy. It's like 1% on each, but but no, that's a good point. Like, shot quality
Yeah,
definitely matters. Another person too, De Silva had a very good game
yes, yeah.
against them. Really high, like you see 13
Harden will
field
for
goals.
sure be on him. I think Harden's going to be on him. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah. I think that's what I had there too. It's Orlando on offense. Yeah, it was. So if you like view the matchup head-to-head data, I mean, they literally played like very recently. So Orlando offense, yeah, it was James Harden on him. So yeah, no, I think he's a good spot too. Like I said, I'm just a little bit cautious with these Magic overs just due to game flow and stuff. But yeah.
Okay, so when you were on that page with those guys out, and you were looking at the PA stuff, one player that I also saw that was kind of interesting was Goga. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the whole situation is, but people that in the Discord that are watching, they know, like, I took Wagner's under 3.5 rebounds versus Lakers, and he didn't play. He also didn't play the last game. I don't know if he's out of the rotation. I don't know if that was by design, but like Goga kind of fulfills a need that the Magic really don't have right now, and that's playmaking. Like Goga, if you watch his game, like he's a really skilled playmaking hub. Like when he's in the hub, like he knows how to make good IQ passes. I think he's a really good screener. I think if like you can get a nice over 1.5 assists, like he had 4 assists last game. Yeah, but the thing is though, is that do we know if Moritz is just out of the rotation, or like what if he just shows up this game? Like what if last game it was a back-to-back and that's why? So it's I don't know how to interpret that situation if Moritz plays or not, but like yeah, I could easily see Goga like have some sort of like relevance in this game to like maybe free open Banchero and Suggs and give them a little bit more better looks after the short roll and like, passes or whatever. But yeah, I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, so no, I think that's a strong look. I think, I mean, Mo was out of the rotation last game too. Weren't you on an under and like he did like DNP'd?
Yeah, that was a Lakers game. I had no idea why he wasn't playing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a good bet though, right? I mean, you bet someone's under and they DNP
Yeah,
out.
frustrating. It's frustrating.
It's actually annoying as shit. But no, I mean, Goga should not lose his role. I would not think, right? I mean, like the one thing that I would like, what the coaches care about is like, did we win your minutes? I mean, and yeah, although they lost to like a shitty Pacers team, they won the Goga minutes, right? So, and 6, 7, and 4, I would think that constitutes to keep in his rotation spot for sure. So yeah, I mean, he played 20 minutes and then 18 the game before. I don't know if I think Mo might be like the type of like vet who like wouldn't get garbage time, like
the thing that kind of, so like just talking more about the two players, I do feel like Mo is a better fit for this game than Goga is, just with the fact that like I could easily see Donovan Mitchell and like Harden abusing Goga after the pick and roll, like and drop. Whereas like at least Moritz is he'll play a little bit more face up and like aggressive. So like I don't. There's a lot of hits and misses with Goga and Moritz, and there's a lot of uncertainty. But yeah, like he's been playing well the last 2 games. He fulfills like a need that the Magic kind of really need to really like lean on right now, which is his playmaking and his screening. So, and he probably is going to be when he's in the game against Thomas Bryant, who isn't at all a good defender. But yeah, I like the over assists first, and then I guess like over 11.5 PRA. But that could easily get fucked over if Moritz plays. So you don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, no. I mean, his PRA looks really good. I don't see why Goga would lose his role. Like but no, it's definitely in the range of outcomes of it. Just like, say he gets cooked in his first stint, he plays 6 minutes, gets pulled, and you get Mo Wagner in like the second half backup center role or something. Like that's definitely in the range of outcomes.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think maybe that's a little baked into this number too already though, because like I mean, like if he keeps his role, this line is like incredibly low. Like honestly.
Yeah, like also too, like another thought is that last game he played the Pacers, and that's like a revenge game for him, and it was also like a front end of a back-to-back, so maybe that's why Moritz didn't play. But then you look back and like, but he also didn't play versus the Lakers too, so it's not just like a coincidence.
Yeah, no. And then for your assist angle too, I think second highest passes made of the year it came last game too. So I mean, and that makes sense, right? You're down 2-point guards, you start to play through your center a
You
little bit.
start to like manufacture the offense a little bit differently.
Yeah. No, I think both of them are some pretty strong looks, honestly.
Yeah.
Definitely a little bit of risk involved, but there's risk involved with every single bet that you make. So let's get to some of like the questions that you guys have. We got some Harden points. Banchero was the main defender on him last game for 6+ minutes, and Harden went 7 for 7, 18 points. No, I saw that too, bro. I saw that too. No, I like that, bro. And yeah, it's the Magic, right? The Magic are such a good matchup for him. I will say, dude, I think that 21.5 in like a game that has like a 10.5 point spread. Like, that must be the highest closing line he's ever had with Donovan and Evan. Let's see, I guess he had 21.5. I don't really think there's much value on it at this point, which, to be honest, guys, we're doing this like last second pick show or whatever. There's just objectively not going to be like a ton of value on stuff at post unless there's injury news coming in. But I do lean over very, very heavily, and I love your analysis on that. You got any thoughts on James?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at something real quick. With Harden, yeah. I mean, basically what you just said, like maybe his over 2.5 threes could be a look if he's like targeting Gogo or Wendell Carter and drop after a pick and roll. You could see that. Maybe that's the path I would go, but it's a little bit more juicy. And yeah, like there's always a threat that this could be a blowout, or like maybe Mitchell is a little bit more dominant, or like they want to get Strus involved more because Strus didn't play that game.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, with Harden, like I said, I think this line's personally efficient, but like I think he's like a sleeper. Like I remember I don't do the King of the Court promo on DK, but someone was like who's like a good King of the Court pick? I think that like Harden is like, if you want like an under the radar guy to like have a monster game, I think like, if he has it going, like
yeah,
they'll just let him ISO the entire game, and yeah, that's where
it's all right. Yeah, I think it's all right. Honestly, it's just I don't know if like really anything's screaming for me to play the over though.
Yeah, I think if this was 19.5, yes. I looked at 20.5 this morning. I was like, I lean over pretty heavily. 21.5, it's like, this feels efficient. Thoughts on Mitchell overs? Game matters a lot, and yep, it does. That's for sure. And he's done very well versus the Magic. Only thing that worries me is it's the front end of a back-to-back. Yeah. Honestly, dude, it's the same reasoning with Mitchell. Like, dude, he closed at 25.5 against the Pelicans, and now we're getting a 27.5 against the Magic. Like, I feel like it's just so baked in, like, to this shit. He closed 24.5 against the Bucks. Like, I don't know. I know I was on it last game, but James Harden clearly is like affecting his usage a little bit, and I think I was like, I mean, even though you got a shit ton of volume, like I said, I'm not telling you to take the under at all. I just do think that like this good matchup is baked into this number.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say about that, but I agree with you.
Also playing, Bane 24. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I think you just need the game to be close. Let's see. Okay. Want to move on to the last game? Let's see. Actually, and I know we did get some starting lineups here. It's going to be Monk, Carter, DeRozan.
Monk is starting. Okay. Oh, actually, that changes things. Okay.
Baldwin Jr. and then Max right now. Hornets are going with their same starting lineup, but yeah, I mean,
game. I thought this was a later game.
Is Patrick Baldwin on a two-way?
Yeah, you can't bet him.
Oh. He's like one of those greasers that's just going to play like 38 minutes here for no reason.
DeRozan. So wait, who wasn't? Oh, Plowden was the guy I was thinking that would start. Okay, so how do the lines impact with that news? Let's see. Monk, is he probably now juiced? Yeah, fuck. That was like -130, the over 4.5 assists.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, Pinnacle has like a Patrick Baldwin line, I guess, but I have no clue.
I don't mind.
Greasy Kings.
Yeah, I don't mind. So like if Monk and DeRozan are both in the starting lineup, that could impact Reynaud because like those are two high usage guys that he's next to.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that for my Reno under a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. I would have liked 26.5 PR.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like that moved. That moved the line by one, I guess, but maybe Devin Carter. Not saying to take the under, but I think he's going to be in a pretty off-ball role. Unless the game until the game gets out of hand.
Right. I agree with you.
But nothing really moved the needle for me personally. Anything for you or no?
Yeah, I wanted to see if Monk would start. I'm trying to see his PA line.
23.5.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I do like that. I would have loved the over 4.5 assists at playable odds. He's for sure getting more than 5 assists.
Yeah. I mean,
if
you
he's
could
starting point guard.
Take some ult. I could see like a 7 or 8 Monk assist game. It's in the range of outcomes.
Let's see what else. Did Miles Bridges. Okay. 14.5. Oh, damn. Look at that. The 14.5 is no longer there for Miles Bridges. We were talking about that earlier. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one too. Just hope he doesn't play 22 minutes, I guess. But want to move it over to Nuggets Suns. I know you got some good takes in this one.
Yep, go for it.
Well, you can go first.
Oh, okay. So the first play I gave out today was Royce O'Neal. I noticed last Sunday, or what was it, when they played the who did they play? Who did the Suns play before? Yeah, like he was actually like pretty close to playing and he didn't suit up. So the fact that they kind of added a little bit more caution for this matchup tells me he's in better shape than he would have been if he played last game. So I feel confident that he's going to be playing normal minutes. And yeah, like just having Jalen Green and Devin Booker on the court with him in the starting lineup helps his gravity, helps him get cleaner looks, helps his shot quality. And we just know who the Denver Nuggets are. Like, just they're a pretty obvious team with how they play their defense. They like to go aggressive coverages on their ball handlers, whether it be Booker, whether it be Jalen Green. And I could easily see Royce O'Neal have a little bit more of a dependency on his like catch and shoot shots than normal, just with like the scheme that the Nuggets run. And yeah, like if you go on your website and you do, I'm assuming he plays 28 minutes because like they need him. You do 28 minutes without Mark Williams and Dylan Brooks. I don't even, it doesn't bother me if Grayson Allen plays or not, but like, yeah, like the line is like 10.2, like, and it was 8.5. And, I thought 1.5 points is a little bit enough edge for like a spot up shooter. So, and it's also a home game too, which is also great for like role players. So I like the over 8.5. I guess like you can play it again now, maybe because Grayson's playing. That's why it's a playable line. That's my look. Do you want to talk about Aaron Gordon? Because I'm with you on that one as well.
Yeah. I'll talk about Aaron Gordon, but I'll also say some stuff on Royce. I agree. He's not going to be on a minute restriction. I mean, he was out a week. Like, he's fine.
Yeah, so I think he's good.
Yeah, the hit rates on this are really, really good. The matchup is clearly there. So honestly, I wish that this was like minus like 115, minus 120. I'd probably join you on it. I think and even like guys, 2.5 threes at plus 130. It feels like a kind of an offline almost. Like you're getting a really good number on that for a game that a line that he's hitting 60.3% of games in a good matchup. So no, I like that a lot. I'll go to Aaron Gordon here. Looks like this line came back down and is playable once again. But I went with him over 15.5 points. Basically, what I did here, guys, is I did with 24 to 31 minutes. I do anticipate this game being competitive. It is a 6-point spread. Nuggets kind of like to play around with their food a little bit. Do games with Jokic and with Jamal Murray. He's over this line in 8 out of 9 games with those minutes, averaging 18.3 points on 28.4 minutes. The main selling point for me on this is there's no way in hell they can just put Oso on Jokic like one-on-one. I mean, Oso is like a twig, dude. Like that. He's a good player, but like he cannot guard Jokic one-on-one whatsoever. He's really built like a power forward.
Yeah.
So I do think there's going to be doubles on Jokic, which obviously is good for, non-Jokic players. But on top of that, man, I mean, if you go to the individual matchups, I mean, look at the Suns projected starting lineup, right? Like obviously none of these top 3 guys are going to guard Aaron Gordon. It's going to have to be Royce O'Neal. Guys, Royce O'Neal, fine defender, sure. But with that being said, dude, like he's like what is he? Like 6'5" or something? Like 6'4". Like he's very undersized.
There's a lot of so why I like this a lot too is like normally the guy that they put on him is probably Dylan Brooks. I feel like his weight could like maybe add some resistance on potential drives, but like they're running out of options honestly with guys that can guard Aaron Gordon, and like so much of a mismatch with size, physicality. This is just like a guard heavy defense Suns team, but what they lack a lot is like front court defense. So yeah, I'm like super aligned with you on that. This is probably like my most confident play is the Aaron Gordon one.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the spot for him too. I guess the last thing I'll say on this too is like you can just like tell like the Suns prefer to keep things inside the arc. Like you don't allow the fewest above the break threes on the year. Unless you're being like pretty intentional with trying to run guys up the 3-point line. So yes, obviously Aaron Gordon does shoot threes. But I think that's more so like worse for like the Cam Johnsons, the Tim Hardaways of the world and stuff. So I think it's going to be an interior focused game. Doubles on Jokic, no true matchup for him. Good hit rate. It kind of just checks all the boxes for me.
Nice. Yeah. What else for that one? I think maybe Jokic assists could be a solid look too. I think like what we were saying, aggressive coverages, easy passes inside to Aaron Gordon. You could see a lot of. I don't really like Tim Hardaway Jr. or Jamal Murray's matchup a lot, just because I think that they can attack. They could like assign a little bit more tougher defenders on them than they can with like Aaron Gordon. Also, too, like Jamal Murray has been doing a lot. He's been doing really well lately because like he's been facing off against centers that play drop coverage. Oso doesn't really play drop, right? Like he's more of a switch guy, like he's more face up. Like if you go to Jamal, right? His last 2 games, you could explain it. Like Klingon, Jakob Pertl. And then the Grizzlies, when there wasn't a drop center, and the 76ers, when there wasn't a drop center, he went under. So, yeah, the under 23.5 could be a solid lean I like.
Yeah, that does seem pretty damn high, honestly. Especially with, like, I mean, I guess there's no P-WAP, but, like, this is games with Gordon and Jokic.
Yeah.
And doesn't exactly look all that pretty. Suns are just, like, a good defense, too, right? I mean, like, obviously, they're a pretty good defense. So, yeah, no, 23.5 does seem really, really high. I do agree with that there. Let's get to some of your guys' questions here. Let's see here.
So I'm actually going to give out Miles Bridges, I think.
Yeah, the points.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to give that out. And I do like Monk still, like PRA.
Yeah, no, both are good looks, especially that Miles one too. I feel like you really just need him to play like not like god awful minutes in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that.
So we got Book RA at 9.5. Look, I wish this line was more widely available. I didn't wake up early enough or whatever. Like this line was gone, but like I know people were talking about Booker at 5.5 assists. I think that's great. I mean, yeah, like dude, it's like I mean, like literally look at every other like high usage guy, bro. They just like crush their assists. Like this is becoming like a very obvious system, right? Of clear cut number 1 ball handler, like assist against the Nuggets.
Yeah, but you have to look back though. Like so when he played the Nuggets, Jalen Green was missing both those games, so like it was easier to double him. I don't know if that's the case tonight. That's just like the one like. I guess like devil's advocate, I would say for that, because I know that's a very popular play for a reason,
Yeah. I mean, the 5.5, I think is bad. I think that because if you think about like Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, they're like, I mean, they're pretty much like the same dude, right? They're both inefficient chuckers who are gonna get their 20 points or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I know people were talking about that, and I think that's really, really good.
So I'm going to give out right now officially Miles Bridges over 14.5 and Malik Monk over PRA 26.5.
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys chat hear that? Malik Monk 26.5 PRA, Miles Bridges over 14.5 points are official picks.
Mm-hmm.
Royce O'Neal threes, love it, bro. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Booker, yeah, I personally wouldn't be on that. I think it's more of like a good spot for like Royce for I think Gillespie sneaky. If you get no Grayson Allen, guys, he actually has insane splits with and without Grayson Allen, bro. Like it's actually ridiculous. Like if you like, I want to quick show you guys something because this is kind of like an edge. So it's like, or kind of, it is an edge. If you take Grayson Allen off the court, let's see biggest PA differences.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna just get off camera so I can get this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colin Gillespie goes up 1.4, but of course, like the minutes are going to make a difference too. But Grayson Allen on the court, then Colin Gillespie goes down 3.5. So pretty big difference, man. I mean, if you look at if you look at Gillespie's hit rates, like if you max this out, I guess you could do like with Booker, and that can be like the solid variable. Looks pretty good, right? You know, he's averaging like what 17.9 PA, dude. Then you do that. That's on 28.4 minutes. Then you do without Grayson Allen, guys. Look at this. It's like incredible. And then if you do with Grayson Allen, then it's like dog shit. So Gillespie is like, if Grayson Allen sits and this line like low key holds at 17.5, maybe even goes up to 18.5, I'll probably actually be on that. Actually, I will be on that. That'll be an official ad as long as it doesn't move up too much. But I think Gillespie, like he's a guy who can play off those aggressive coverages. Nuggets give up a ton of threes. He might even get drop coverage from Jokic too. How do the Suns defend Wemby? Feel like it? Yeah, that's a good point, Millie. The one thing I will say about that though is like Jokic is like such a good passer that like maybe it might be a little bit different. But I mean, I think what they did is they put a small, and a lot of teams like to do that to Wemby. They put like Royce on him and pretty much just like doubled him every post touch. It was like something like that. I took it Mar. He's been money. Who's Mar? Jokic triple-double, Gordon 20, Royce 3 threes. I actually like that a lot, dude. Yeah, Jokic triple-double, I mean, he should crush the glass here, like against just like a smaller Suns team. Like, he really should get 10 rebounds. I think he should get 10 assists too, and obviously, like, he's going to score 10 points if the game is not like a slaughter fest and he stops trying. I don't love the price. I wish this was like minus 120, and then I'd probably give it a play. But no, I agree with your thesis. I like it a lot there, and then I think it's a good lotto. I think that's a pretty good lotto. No, Dylan Brooks is not back. Jokic under 1.5 threes. So yeah, Oso is like a very like he's not going to go up a lot. I like that. Yeah, I do too. Let's see. Let me quick see. Like,
I feel like they're gonna put Royce on Jokic at the level, and then they're gonna probably like, you know, wall into Oso when he goes in the paint.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like he's either gonna get guarded by a small or Oso who's gonna press up on him. So. No, I think that's a really solid look, dude. I actually really like that. Let's see, is there anyone else you guys got from this game? Did I miss anything here? Let's see. Your Sadiq question. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sadiq here. Like I said, if you want to take his threes, I think that might be okay, but other stuff I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm looking back at some of these. Jokic over rebounds and assists. I do lean over there. Booker over 3.5 boards. That does kind of sound like a little bit low, I guess. Is that actually what it's at? I would prefer to go rebounds and assists if that existed, but this should be a game where he plays like pretty big minutes. No Mark Williams. Let's see. 9 out of 16. Let's do no Mark Williams and like 30 plus. 8 out of 15. But he's at 4 rebounds. I mean, I'd lean over on that. That just seems like a little bit short. Mitchell over field goal attempts. Yeah, dude, that's a good way to play it. That actually sounds pretty low. 19.5 field goal attempts. He definitely is shooting the rock 20 times. Okay, Prop Bomb, is there anything else? I know you're sending out stuff right now, but was there anything else you like really wanted to hit on? Let's see, look at head to head.
No, man. Like that we have like the lineup certainty with the Kings, Pelicans, Knicks. I think we covered that. Oh shit, Josh Hart, 13.5 points. That's too high. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like also 5 for 5 from 3 his last 2 games.
Yeah.
No. This is even worse. He's made 8 straight threes his last 2 games. Yeah, Jokic under threes. I like Jamal under points.
I like Jokic under points actually, dude. I mean, he had a perfect game against them last time, basically, and still stayed under. No, I actually agree completely with like the Jokic under points look. It's at 27.5 now. I don't see the 28.5, but I think that's a really, really strong look. The Kelk rebounds, lean over. Cam J, lean under on him. He has terrible splits in games with Gordon. 42 minutes against Phoenix with Oso on Jokic. He's attempted 2 threes. That's a great stat, man. That's a really good stat, dude. And yeah, and I think that just passes the eye test too. No, that's awesome, man. Not sure if you spoke about Zion 2.5 assists, but 8.5 rebounds assists. I think the drive and kick should be there with the collapse defense. Peep him. Yeah, no, Millie. I thought that was actually pretty egregious. I kind of forgot that I even mentioned that, honestly. That line is pretty damn juiced, and that's one that if I give out, that thing is going to move fast as shit. But with that being said, no, 2.5 is just like a bad line for him, I think, dude. 8.5 rebounds and assists. Let's see. Versus the collapse defense. Peep him versus top 10 paint defenses. No, that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it. Paint points allowed. Yeah, averaging 9.8 for the assists, 10 out of 17. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree completely, Millie. I mean, the 2.5 are just like, I don't think that should be a line for Big Z.
All right, I'm back.
No one on the Suns is stopping Joker, but that's why they're going to double team him.
Yep.
Yeah, Prop Bomb had some new ones. It was Bridges over 14.5, Monk over 26.5 PRA. Hart rebounds. I don't know about Hart rebounds. Do you have any thoughts there? I feel like his hit rate is kind of shit with Cat and I think it's like RA has like terrible hit rates. Real quick, actually, it was kind of like a little system
over or under.
I will say no Shamit. Wait, what's up?
Is it over or under for the rebounds?
Over. This is him with. I would do him with Cat and Mitch for that. The two other rebounders, and yeah, it's not exactly great. But I will say I think him too. You know, without Shamit, like his minutes should be a little bit more safe. But yeah, I like Aaron Gordon PR over. I think this could be a good offensive rebounding spot personally.
I could also. I'm kind of regretting not adding the rebounds for Miles Bridges because I could see him just racking up a lot of boards too. Versus this Kings team.
Yeah. What is it at 4.5? But then like I like the 14.5 points more than the 20.5 PR. If it was 19.5, I would like that more, but
yeah. I actually attached the rebounds to Monk because I feel like he's going to be like Amber, I was telling you, the off-ball defender. Like I don't think he's going to be away from the action, and like they're going to target Reynaud and actually maybe DeRozan. Yeah, Bridges is gonna target DeRozan, so like I feel like Monk can grab some rebounds there. Max Strus rebounds. Yep, that's one of my plays.
Malik Monk. Okay, guys. I think that's gonna do it. We kind of covered like every single game, man. We went pretty in depth, dude. I do like these slates are fun when you can actually go over games like this. Because if this is like a 10-game slate, we'd be like, oh fuck this game, like next one, blah blah blah. Oh, just like talk about like hits and shit, but can actually break it down decently with this, which is cool. Anyways, guys, make sure to hit the like button real quick before we head out. Prop Bomb, I do have him linked down below on X if you guys want to give him a follow. Definitely a good follow there. I believe you're posting a few free plays too here and there, so you can get in on those too. But Prop Bomb, is there anything you got for us before we head?
No, man. Whenever you got another small slate, let me know. I'm more than happy to run it with you. I really enjoy these, and I really am appreciative of everyone that listened to the show. And let's get a nice winning night. Let's Aaron Gordon. Let's get him 16 points. And if anyone wants to join the Discord, feel free to find it in the bio section.
Yes, sir. One last question here we had. Thoughts on King of the Court, Prop Bomb. King of the Court, if you don't know what that is, it's most PRA on the slate. So it's obviously tough when it's a slate that Nikola Jokic is playing in, right? But like, do you have any sleeper picks for someone who could just have a monster PRA game?
Okay.
Like I said, I like Harden. I could see a game where Harden has if things break right, like a 37 rebound and 8 assist game or something. I mean, I think he probably had a similar stat line there, right? He had 35 and 8 recently. I like Harden.
I like Aaron Gordon. That'd be crazy.
Hey, Aaron Gordon does randomly have, I think he had a 50 ball this year, right? So
Aaron Gordon. DeRozan could. I could see that. Like,
Yeah.
maybe Paolo. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. King of the court. I would just play long
So what
shot.
did you
though.
decide though? Like, what did you decide on firing on this stream? Did you pick out any players you're gonna run with?
I don't think so, man. I'm probably gonna keep my volume low today. Maybe the Herb is like the one that I'm just like really, really weighing, and it's like staring at me. That is one, and also that Zion. I'm probably gonna pick one between Herb and Zion, but
Yeah.
I think that's probably gonna be it. Yeah, I'm scared of the Magic overs. I'm like, fuck. I just think that they get blown out.
Yeah.
Patrick Baldwin, king of the court. Maybe he did. Cool. Well, anyways, guys, do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, make sure to hit that like and sub on the way out. It is really helpful for my channel growth and stuff. So if you do appreciate this content, if you do want this content to be, a part of the long-term vision, that's how you can help for free. And yeah, with that being said, guys, shout out Prop Bomb once again for joining on. Check them out on X, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Peace out.